Today's subject will be along the lines of environmental sustainability and what it means to me. One of the main things that is big around this part of Nebraska would be conventional versus organic farming. Most of Nebraska is farmed by farmers, so in a growing world where there are many things we have to change to make up for the greater demand, one of these should not be the damage of our soil, health, and possibly our next generation's land. Although the demand from our crops has increased dramatically, we have ditched the idea of organic farming and just stuck with conventional farming using pesticides, herbicides, and other chemicals to help create larger yields with less land due to our growing population. Today I'm going to talk about the differences between organic and conventional farming. Organic farming. What is organic farming? According to Concur, it is sustaining and enhancing the health of soil, plants, animals, humans, and the planet as one. The only issue with organic farming is that it isn't necessarily 100% pesticide free. The regulations on it are not as high as they probably should be. Another question most people ask with organic farming is organic farming really even healthier? According to Wilcox, he states that many large organic farms use pesticides liberally. Just because something says it's organic doesn't mean pesticides aren't used in this process. The big epidemic we had a while back would be the E. coli and Salmonella outbreak. Part of this was due to not using artificial fertilizers. And according to Wilcox, it would be the reason for the higher pathogen prevalence is likely due to the use of manure instead of these artificial fertilizers, as many pathogens are spread through fecal matter that is used inside of these fertilizers organically. Some pros to organic farming would be that during a drought it would be a healthier soil, which would reduce the degradation of soil and the healthiness of it. Conventional practices, they degrade our environment through soil erosion, excessive water extraction, and biodiversity loss, according to Reynolds. The use of certain pesticides and chemicals containing GMOs or genetically modified organisms is a health risk and can potentially damage the environment around us, like wildlife and some of the cattle, and go into our watered streams. Some of the cons to organic farming is the price. If you're trying to buy tomatoes during January, you're going to pay a lot more for them to be shipped from a state that is, in the south that produces them year round. To have them shipped here and to be in good condition, you have to eat them right away, since there's not as many preservatives in them. Conventional farming, typically most refer to this type of farming as using chemicals to provide higher yields. This type of farming produces higher yields while damaging the environment through degradation of the soil quality. Some pros and cons to conventional farming would be, one of the pros would be, according to Parlberg, lower cost to protect against insects and the weeds that grow and damage our crops. Another pro would be you get more yields because you're creating more, like, let's say wheat from one crop than you would organically, and you spend less money on these fertilizers because it's a very cheap alternative. Some cons to conventional farming would be erosion of soil, which I talked about earlier. Schurig says that erosion of soil toxins are added to the ecosystems and foods, which causes less diversity problems like the Dust Bowl in the 1930s. I mean, they had terrible erosion back then, and that's about when all this was introduced to farming. Another con, conventional farming will start to produce lower yields over time due to drought seasons. Not every year is going to be a perfect season for weather. You never know how much it's going to rain, and then it will lower the health of our soil. So the debate between organic and conventional farming will go on for a long time. You must decide which pros outweigh the cons for yourself in particular. If you're looking to make more yields with less and turn better profits, then conventional farming is probably for you. If you're looking to have a more sustainable environment and a healthier soil for generations to come, healthier, just our generation in the future, then organic farming would be for you. Just be sure to make a judgment after looking up the facts about each one. Don't just go read an organic website, read both sides and make your own judgment.